Albert Awol, the voice of the jungle, broadcasting on the DVC to all points unknown. If you're within the sound of my voice, you're listening to Welcome Home Podcast on the DVC.
Hello and welcome home. This episode of Welcome Home is brought to you by DVC Resale Market. Thank you for joining us on episode 360 of Welcome Home, a Disney Parks and Vacation Club podcast. I'm Tom. I'm here with Trevor. How's it going, Trevor?
Pretty good. Did you do a 360 when you said that?
Yes, I did. I spun in a big circle. Yes, we're taking a full 360.
We're spinning in our chairs right now.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah. So I finally did. Some things I needed to do for our trip in a couple weeks, Trevor, which includes buying tickets.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I finally did it. Yeah, I finally did it.
The kiosk wasn't looking that appealing to you?
No. I can't imagine I would go without having tickets already in hand. Like that would make me anxious.
Yeah. I will say when my brother and I went to Universal last year, we did have to line up and get our tickets at the booth because of just how we purchased them. And that was stressful for sure.
I like just walking in, man. I just like, I want to just walk in, no issues, that kind of thing. So I think I said this was a possibility. We are definitely doing, we're going to do one of the water parks on the first day where we're going to take advantage of the free water parks, which I'm excited about.
Has there been any further decision on that? Or because I know we were kind of talking back and forth, and I think based on the wave pool, Blizzard Beach was a better idea. But yeah. So we watched some videos on this. Mm-hmm. Funny enough, like we watched some YouTube videos, and Blizzard Beach I think is the option for us for sure. Okay, good.
I think that's going to be the best. And then we also too. I think. I would love to do the mini golf that's right there. I don't know if you've ever played the mini golf that's right outside of Blizzard Beach. Great mini golf.
Winter Summerland, those are awesome courses. It's two different courses, which I really enjoy.
That might be. I've done a couple mini golfs on property, and that's I think my favorite one. That one has a lot of fun to it. Mm-hmm. And I think I've told this story before, where there's, if you haven't done that course, there's like a lot of it's not just a lame mini golf course. It's like a Disney mini golf course. It's got a lot of fun things going on. And we were playing, and there was a snake on the. I saw the snake on the green, and I was like, oh, look at that snake! It looks like real. And then I started poking it with my putter. I was like, oh, no, it really is real. Yeah. And I told the cast member, and they were like, let me call the snake guy over. And the snake guy came and with those little grabbers.
The snake hook, and put it in the bag. And
moved on to the next snake.
Yep. Mm-hmm. As they do. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a job. And I would love to know how many people they have that do that. But
reptile handling is what that is.
Well, they have. I saw the thing the other day about there was some crazy statistic about how many gators they've removed off property in the past 5 years. It was it was hundreds of gators. It was crazy. Wait, listen, it's Florida. I mean, you have to expect these things. There's going to be snakes around. There's going to be gators around. It's Florida. That's what happens. There's wildlife. There's no amount of berming that that Disney can do to keep those things out.
The interesting thing about this, and I didn't realize this until I started I get bored and I read into these things as well sometimes too. Is that apparently gators? I don't know if they were on the endangered species list, but I know that they were some level of endangered back in the 80s.
Interesting.
So the interesting thing about that is there was a long period where you wouldn't have found gators on Disney property, and it's really just been with the resurgence of the gator population that now it's become a problem where they need to do active handling of it, right? So it's I know because you were saying it's Florida and there's gators, and it's that's actually not. That's been more of a recent thing because there was a point where they were actually endangered. So
interesting. I didn't know that. I find it. Well, I think about this all the time. Every time I'm going across Bay Lake or in a boat or the Seven Seas Lagoon, I find it wild that people swam in that body of water at one point in time. It blows my mind.
Knowing that context, that's actually why I was looking into it. It was how is it that this, like, we're very aware of it now. Like, unfortunately there has been incidents.
The incident.
Yeah. There was the one incident with the little boy. But it is more often where people just have encounters with gators. And I was like, how, like, was this not a thing? And then I looked into it, was like, no, it actually wasn't a thing. It was like, that's why they had like swimming in Bay Lake and stuff, was that it wasn't a thing. So
I just assumed, it was the 70s and 80s, man. No one cared. Like,
everything was wild and dangerous. And
there's a thing we say in my house all the time, and it's from Bluey. And anybody that's watched Bluey, there's an episode where Bandit is reminiscing about his childhood, and he's talking about certain things, and he goes, "It was the 80s, man." Like, and that's what my wife and I say all the time. It was like, it was the 80s, man. No one cared.
I mean, that is definitely part of it. I will admit that I have lots of childhood memories of things that if I found out my kid was doing them nowadays, I would be mortified.
Yeah.
And I don't tell him those things because, I get it. It's a very funny, a very funny transition that we've gotten to, where it's like, things like the Disney World Resort, we're very aware of all the things that are going on there, but it's like, there was a point where there was probably things that happened that, somebody could tell you a story about something that happened on Disney property, and you may not even believe that it's true, but it probably did happen, because there was no like guardrails, and there was no recording of it, and all
bus
of that.
Driver
right?
lore.
Yeah.
They need to do like they need to have like a thing where it's a new event I'm creating. I'm gonna put it at Fort Wilderness because it's a campground thing where they just have bus drivers and come and tell scary stories from the Disney World property around the fire.
Bus driver campfire stories.
Bus driver campfire stories. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, and then they also tell you about things that are coming, that are secret announcements that haven't been announced yet.
the bus driver, all the rumors that they know. Yeah,
one of the bus drivers told me, oh my God, 10 years ago maybe. He was like, "Oh, we're getting new monorails." I'm like, "Oh, really? Yeah, new monorails. Okay, that was 10 years ago. There's no monorails."
That again was there was a bunch of stories behind why that didn't come to fruition. That's true. All that. So I'll
give him the benefit of the doubt on that. Okay,
I'm sure there was lots of talks and there was like rumblings of it, but then as contracts fell through and stuff,
I've also had boat drivers. And I'm sure you've used the boat more than a few times at Poly, right? Or do you just exclusively use monorail?
Oh no, we use the boat from the TTC. That's our main.
You do the big boat, not like the smaller boats.
We do the big boat, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Because I've taken those little boats many times, right? Because I stay at those resorts a lot where where you take the boat, and the boat. Some of the boat drivers too will give you some inside scoop on stuff too. So,
they're bus driver adjacent, so
they are. Yeah. They're it's kind of transportation, right? It's all the same.
Yeah. Your transportation steward is full of lots of information.
So much information. They see so many things. They know everything.
They do. I mean, to be fair, yeah. You don't know what kind of stuff they're seeing and hearing along the way because they're obviously driving people to and from places, but I assume at certain points, like the Disney higher ups use I know they have like their own transportation and whatnot, but sometimes they may get on a boat and you could overhear a conversation if you were just happen to be driving the boat that day.
I just came up with a new shirt idea in my head, Trevor.
All right.
It says, "Trust me, I heard it from a Disney bus driver."
Yeah.
I want that now. But by the way, my wife and my daughter have bought like new shirts for like every single day of the trip that we have coming up here. And I've got nothing. I've got nothing. They've got all these cool shirts. Nothing for me.
You don't have an arsenal of like shirts that you deem only as Disney shirts?
I do, but they do too. Like,
but they just refresh the wardrobe. Was all.
Yeah. Listen, I now have in my running theme of Haunted Mansion stretch room paintings with different characters. I have 4 of those now. And that's
various flavors.
Yes, I have the Figment one, and then what is my other one?
You had a Muppet one.
I have
believe.
the Muppet one, which is my favorite one, and then I have oh my gosh, I'm forgetting, but I have the Figment one is really good too. The only problem with the Figment one is it's a black shirt, and I don't really want to wear a black shirt out and about. It's just
that's the hard thing with Haunted Mansion merch in general is that a lot of it leans towards black, which is not great.
Yeah, I can't remember where my other one is now. Shoot. Well, the Muppet one always gets a lot of love. I'll wear the Figment one. I'm sure that one. The Figment one has not been socialized at the parks yet. That one is fairly new, so that one's I'm gonna have to save that for the Epcot day.
Do you know what you need to find is you need to find a DuckTales one.
Oh, that'd be cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Like
the three guys have it be like Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and then something like that.
Yeah, that's why can't I remember? Maybe I only have 3 of them. I think I only have 3 of them, but I can't think of what the third one is. Okay, well I'll have to think about it.
You got to go through your wardrobe, or maybe this is your call to go buy some new shirts yourself.
Yeah, I
know I'm such a bad influence. I know that
you really are. Maybe. Oh, I think it's just with Mickey and Minnie and everybody. Like I think it's the the classic characters. That's the one I have. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, yeah. I'll have to look. I don't think I've worn that one yet. My wife has been getting these for me as like a continuing like gag gift thing. Not a gag gift, but she knows I like them, so she's like, yeah, it's like
my wife does the same thing for me. There's certain things she buys me, but like that are or for me, it's actually Resident Evil shirts that she buys me because that's like our one of our favorite game franchises. So she's always finding me like same as you like very specific shirts that like nobody else like. I have one that's like it looks like a postcard for Raccoon City, which is so it just looks like a postcard shirt or like a picture of a postcard, but it's Resident Evil.
That's pretty cool. I am a big I think I've talked about this before, but I will never buy a shirt that says the name of the thing on it. Right, like
it has to have some level of nuance to it. You got to get it.
If you know, kind of thing.
Yeah,
right,
for sure.
Like that's how it is, right? So even if like one of those shirts said Haunted Mansion on it, I would be like, no, like I don't want it to say Haunted Mansion on it.
Anywhere that it says Disney or anything like that's because I think we've talked about that with like some of the holiday merches. It's like it'll be like Halloween 2026, and it's like don't do that. Like it just
people like that though. We're the outliers on this one.
Yeah, I don't get that because I don't want like the timestamp. Like I want it to just be like its own thing. Yeah.
Some people like those though. I mean, they get like a new one every year, or it's like a reminder of when they win or something like that.
I guess, but I like to not have my stuff be dated, and I guess it actually goes back to I had a hoodie that I got from a conference like years ago, and the conference I don't care so much about the branding on the hoodie, but it was a really nice hoodie. Like it was like just whoever they got to make it. It was very comfortable. I wore it for like years. I actually wore it to the point where there was like holes coming through it, which I've never worn hoodies that long. But I had to retire it because it said I was wearing it like. I think I wore it as early as like 3 years ago, but it had like 2010 on it. Like it was like, so it was like very clear, like, oh, this is like a 10 plus year old hoodie. And yeah, I guess that's my thing with this is like I guess it tells you that if you keep it long enough, it's vintage because it has like the date on it. But yeah, I don't like that. I don't know.
Yeah. I have a Stranger Things shirt that is doesn't say Stranger Things on it anywhere. That's just me though. Like I understand why somebody would want that. It's just not my style. I want you to work for it. I want you to look at it and just know what it is. That's all I'm saying.
I guess if you ever see me and Tom together, I think even when we took our trip to when we had our meetup, we were both wearing shirts that were like, I think they were obvious enough Disney shirts, but
oh yeah,
I think anytime you catch either of us in a picture, it'll be like, guess what the reference is on the shirt.
Yeah. I mean, I might wear my Food Time shirt out too. I have not gotten since since I made the Food Time merch. I've not gotten to a park, so I'm gonna have to maybe wear that too. Here's the thing: like, I don't really think about these things ahead of time. I am not like the person that like thinks about their outfit every day. I just put on whatever, like that's just how I am, right? Like, I have no problem with people that like to plan these things out. Cool, great. That's my wife and my daughter. They like to, they want a new shirt for every day that we're there. Great. I mean, not great because I really don't want them, buying shirts, that they don't need, but whatever.
I mean, to be fair, this stops them from shopping for merch.
Oh no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Well,
no, it doesn't.
Well, I guess not. I guess not like clothing. I guess, or does that stop?
No, they still. Trust me, we're coming home with a lot of Bluey gear. I can guarantee you.
Fair point. Yeah.
As soon as we get to that Bluey spot where they have any sort of Bluey thing, my daughter is going to, and I'm gonna have to. Here's the thing: I have a hard time with. I struggle with this, Trevor, especially with just having one kid, right? I have a really hard time saying no to my daughter for these things because I look at I look at it where it's like I don't want to spoil her, but at the same time she's only this age once, and these are the things I want to do for her, and I want her, I want her to have these things if she can have these things, and it'd be easier if I had multiple kids and I could just be like, no, I can't buy all of you stuff. We need to limit it. There's just one of them, like this is her. So it's like
a natural barrier to like, I can't afford this.
Yeah. I don't have I don't have as much of an excuse, like,
and I get you on that, but I think I felt the same way at some point, but then I also realized, like you, I only have, a single child, and we eventually realized that it was, like you said, these are memories. These are things that, you are kind of, I guess, maybe living a little vicariously through them, that you can give them the stuff that you weren't able to get. Cause I guess when I was going to Disney as a kid, it was, I came from a family, there was 3 kids in our family. So it was like, if I saw anything in, a Disney park, it was like, I want that. And the default answer was no way, forget it. Because it like, I didn't think about it this way at the time, but it was, if I buy this thing, or if my parents buy me this thing, then, my siblings all get, like, they want to keep it equal. Right. So, multiply it by 3. It makes it harder, right? So I get that, but the fact that you only have the single child, you do, like, if you have the means to, there's nothing wrong with giving them, or letting them be a little bit spoiled. But I guess the way that we handled it was like, we would always buy our son stuff, and like that there would be things that we would go out of our way to make sure that he had. But then we also kind of set it the other way too, where past a point, I think it was when he was about 10 or 11, we started giving like, not, or I guess like an allowance. Like we were like, you have your spending money, right? Like it was still,
we
were paying for it, but it was like, we were kind of like, we were helping him understand the value of the money, and not just the, my parents just buy me whatever. Like and to be fair, as he got older, like he started like looking at things outside of Disney. He was like, well, we can't buy that. That's too expensive. And like, we would have to turn to him and be like, it's fine. We have income. We can handle this. Right. Like, but he obviously grew into, he did. I think the bigger thing is not necessarily, what you buy them, but just teaching the value of money, and the value of, hey, this is not just you getting handed stuff, right? Like there is a level of appreciation there. There is a level of, just them understanding the nuance of, when they were younger, they got all kinds of stuff. And I know my son looks back and he's like, yeah, you guys, like, you gave me a lot of stuff and I'm grateful for it. And like, but it never evolved into like him assuming, right? So I think it's a hard thing because it kind of happens very organically, but I mean, that's the way I handled it. So yeah.
I also I said this before, I have a rule on vacation that I don't, if we want something, we get it. Right. And it's just hard to,
I say it to my son, cause you'll look at the price tags and I'm like, stop worrying about it. We're on vacation. Like, it's
that's the other part of it, right? And we actually we did that on the last cruise where my daughter earned money up until, to the cruise, and, for like doing chores and stuff like that. And then when we got there, it's like, well, it's all funny. It's all made up money anyway, right? So it's like,
and you can make that delineation of like, you have your spending money. It's like, no, I'm buying this for you. Like, I decided I wanted to buy this for you. That doesn't come out of your money. That's me making a choice, right?
Yeah.
It's
just hard. Listen, I'm also a sucker. Like my daughter has, my wife would tell you this. My daughter has me, wrapped around her little finger. I will pretty much do anything she tells me to, and a part of my brain stops working, right? Mm-hmm. Like the rational part of my brain. Like as soon as she's like, "Daddy, can I have this?" I'm just like, "Yes, you can have that." Like it just my brain just stops working because she is asking me, and I'm a sucker. So but anyway, I don't know how we got talking about this. We've talked about 20 minutes.
I mean, you started from buying merch and
and shirts and merch and whatever.
Yeah.
we go where we go.
and I guess you're talking about like buying stuff for yourself. I think like me is I buy stuff for my kid and my wife. Like I do the same thing with my wife where I'll see something in the parks and I'm like, she would really like this, and I will deliberately like take it over and show it to her, kind of thing. And it's like, and then she ends up buying it, and I'm just like, I knew that was like, it's my own fault, but it's because it makes me happy to see them be happy, right? So I think maybe that's where it comes from, is that you just want them to be happy, and if buying more merch makes them happy, whatever. It's what are you going to do with the money otherwise, right? Like, save it, be responsible. Come on, let's go to Disney.
That's exactly right. Yeah. It's, I don't know. I never buy anything for myself in the parks either. Like I'm never the person that gets like, I don't buy stuff.
I very rarely, like it has to be like the right thing for me. Actually, I do have an Epcot 40th hoodie that I wear all the time. So that's actually, I think that actually replaced that other hoodie I was talking about.
I don't know. I'm just like, I'm resistant to buying like, I don't know, stuff in the parks. I mean, I do have some stuff. I can't say I don't. I do have some.
Yeah, me too. It like I said, it has to be like, I'm very picky when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like I will not just buy like, or I've evolved past the point of like feeling like I have to get something on every trip. Like it's like when I was younger, I always felt like, oh, you got to get a souvenir. You got to get something of a memory of the trip. And it's like, I don't, obviously because of DVC and all that, it's like, I don't need to do that. But also like, I'm extremely picky about what kind of, like the type of merch that it is. And even down to like, I will occasionally buy mugs, and I have a Chewbacca mug that I've been using for probably 10 years now. And I've not found another one that, like, I've bought a few mugs, but they're not as good as this one. Like I don't know.
It's your favorite mug.
Yeah. And it's not because I'm like, I do like Chewbacca. He's definitely one of my favorite characters for sure, like in Star Wars and whatnot. But it's just, it's the perfect mug for me. Like it's, functionally it does all the right things. And I've not found another one in the parks yet that has replaced it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's, as long as you're happy with it, then that's good. Right. Yeah. So,
yeah, I get it.
All right. Well, let's listen. There's not a ton of news this week, so it's a very light news week. It's the summertime. We don't have as many things going on. We're not all that far off from D23 here, so Disney's gonna save all the juicy stuff for D23.
Yeah,
because we're a month away from that.
Yeah, it's August, isn't it?
Yeah, it's August. Yeah. And that's where all the stuff's going to go down. So, and we'll obviously cover that. We're going to go back over all of the predictions that we made a couple episodes back there. But in the meantime, there are a couple things going on, and I marked this one as DVC news, Trevor, because believe it or not, or not believe it or not, or like it or not, I guess I should say, Fort Wilderness is a DVC resort, kind of.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, sort of.
I mean, they have the have the cabins, so yeah.
Well, although I will say there was a lot of conversation in the Discord about making kind of making fun, I guess, of Fort Wilderness, or like.
I think the point was, Fort Wilderness is mainly a campsite.
Yes.
And it's hard to compare the amenities of a campsite to the other hotels around it.
Yes.
Right. Which, I mean, I'm not downplaying camping or anything, because, I camped a lot as a kid. I understand, it's a fun time. It's different. There's nuance to it, but it is really hard to compare.
Yeah.
Like Disney resorts are on another level, and Fort Wilderness campsite, is still a very fantastic campsite. It's hard to compare to a full-fledged hotel.
Yeah. I agree with that. But listen, a lot of people love Fort Wilderness, and I'm not going to say that. Like, I am not an outdoorsy person. I'm not a camping person. If I'm going to camp, it's going to be in an air-conditioned cabin. Like, that's how
you're a glamper. You're not a camper.
That's 100% yes. I want all of the amenities of life there. I don't like roughing it. That doesn't appeal to me.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But it appeals to lots of people. But anyway. So they've been working for a while now. I remember when they kind of started this, they were expanding the swimming pool, and now it's open. So now they have it's a brand new pool. It's
a zero entry pool. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that they completely redesigned, or I guess I would have to look at like the before and after of the pool. But the big advertisement here is it's a zero entry pool, which I think. I don't remember what it looked like before. I'll be honest; I didn't spend a lot of time looking at Fort Wilderness stuff, but I feel like they are bringing it up on par with the other resorts, right? Like that's really what they're doing here. Is they're making sure that the amenities of the resort, as we just talked about, even though it is a campsite, there are still functionally, things like the pool is kind of a big deal. I think at the end of the day, it's
and you needed a better pool, just because you have all the cabins now, right? And because it's DVC now, right? You have to kind of have that amenity. People expect that when they buy DVC, right? And so it's now in zero entry, like you said, and they put additional deck space in.
It has the water slide as well, which actually that brings up an interesting point now that I think about it, is that, or at least at Polynesian, and I think this is the case for some of the other resorts, is that they have, so like at the Polynesian, there is a DVC pool, but it's a very basic pool. Like there's not a huge amount of theming, right? Like, but then there's the main pool, which is like, it's further down and it has all of these things, the zero entry and the water slide and everything. But this pool is, like you said, because it's like it's more central to the cabins. If you're a family that, spends a lot of time at the pool, that actually might be more of an incentive to stay there, because, you're not being, or I don't want to say like DVC is kind of relegated to a secondary pool, but it's like, I don't know that you're fighting as much for like pool real estate as you would be in some of the other resorts.
That's true. Yeah.
So something to think about. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is it looks like it's right next to the other pool, right? So that's what that's how I'm reading this. So just two pools instead of one pool, right?
Which again, that's, I think if that's something that's a priority for your family, then maybe the cabins aren't as I want to say aren't as bad as we think they are, but I mean, it's not that they're bad. It's
terrible.
they're like,
it's just different.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yeah. They're not as far. Disney is really trying to make efforts, I think, to try and make sure that Fort Wilderness, even though it is a very specific type of stay, that it feels as close to the other resorts as possible.
I don't know if I'll ever stay at the Fort Wilderness cabins. We'll see if my wife makes me at some point. She probably will. I mean, I'm not going to lie. She's probably going to. But and that's fine. I'll do it. Like I'll make it happen if need be. But I'll do the cabins. I'm just not going to do like camping. Like that's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's fair. I wouldn't want to do camping either, especially like I feel like in Florida, like it's really hot there. I would never do it in the summer. It's incredibly hot. But then even doing it in the fall and whatnot, then you're dealing with like I've done a lot of camping in British Columbia, and I mean we have been rained out, but the rain in British Columbia is not like the rain in Florida. And I don't know that I would ever want to be in a campsite. Like I would have to be prepared for it in a different way, right? Like it's
well, when my mom was a kid, in the 70s, they used to, I've talked about this before. They used to take, they had like a small camper, like a really small camper, like really small camper. And they had 4 kids, 2 adults and a dog. And I said to my mom, because she showed me pictures of the camper. I'm like, wait, all 6 of you slept in that camper with a dog? Like how? Like that seems miserable in the Florida heat. I mean, but it just, it was a different time, right? You just kind of dealt with those things. I have been spoiled by air conditioning and amenities. And that's what I need in my life.
When I was a kid, we had a tent trailer. So
yeah, that's what that was pretty much what it was. Yeah, it was one of those. Yeah.
Oh, so like it expands out.
It was the pop-up one. Yeah, it was like the pop-up thing. Yeah. But I'm like, how did you fit 6 people in that?
We had 5 in ours. I get it. Like, we could have slept 6 in there. You gotta fold down the kitchen table and turn it into a bed. That's the trick.
I need my space to sleep.
No,
my daughter,
I get
my
it.
daughter kicks in her sleep, man. She's a great, like we've had her in our bed before for like she's sick or something. She kicks me.
The trick is everybody gets their own sleeping bags because then
that's the way to do it.
Yeah,
that's the way to do it. I don't want to sleep in a sleeping bag when it's 90 degrees out though. Like that's no.
Yeah,
I need it to be the tundra in my room to sleep. Like I want there to be icicles on the event, or else I'm not going to be able to sleep.
Tent trailers are not for you then.
No, 100% not, and that's okay. I'm cool, but yeah. Anyway,
so camping at Fort Wilderness.
Fort Wilderness out for Tom.
But I will say though, maybe the lobby is the lobby is. The funny thing was, I was looking, I was like, oh, it reminds me of Wilderness Lodge, but like so much more compact. Yeah, which
rustic.
Yeah, I mean, it honestly, it does very much remind me of the campsites that I stayed at as a kid. I think I told you we stayed at, me and my brother were telling you when we were playing mini golf that we stayed at a KOA or Campers of America.
Yes,
campsite, and this lobby actually reminds me of like the main lobby at the KOA we stayed at. So,
oh man. That's fun.
They don't. I mean, maybe what they need to do is also have the janky mini golf course too.
Oh yeah, you gotta have that. Yeah,
because like a lot of campsites had those mini golf courses. So
yeah, you gotta have the really bad mini golf course. Like that's
the clearly like somebody who didn't have a degree in like engineering like put it together.
Yes,
and it works. Like it's challenging, but not for the reasons that you think.
It's challenging because there's like holes in the felt and there's pieces of wood misplaced.
The greens are not flat at all because
that's why it's challenging because
exactly
because it's run down. But that's fine. Like that's part of the charm. Right.
Yeah, I feel like maybe Disney could lean into that a little bit with like I said, this lobby and all the refreshes they've done. They look beautiful, but it's like it's kind of funny because they like there is a lot of like rustic camping that's like you don't want it looking pretty, right? Like the funny thing about when you go to a campsite is that if it looks too pretty, there's something wrong.
Yeah, I can. Right? No, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah,
I think it would be fun if they did something like that, but it's also like, I don't know. I'm not going there regardless.
So I notice further down here, one of the other things that they're talking about is they're offering canoeing as an amenity at the Fort Wilderness cabins, which kind of surprises me a little bit. I guess maybe, we were talking earlier about, the gator situation and, how they're removing gators off site. This plays into that as well, because, if you're canoeing down, it looks like they have there's a creek or something that runs through the property that you can go canoeing on. I mean, obviously, you don't want people who are canoeing running into gators and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, so I'm guessing that this feeds into it is, they're trying to make sure they can offer these amenities and, if you're staying on a campsite that you're not, I mean, I would say, anytime you're staying anywhere near a body of water, assume that there might be a gator in it. But
I just always assume there's gators everywhere in Florida.
Yeah. But yeah. So I don't know if I would try canoeing in Fort Wilderness. I mean, it seems, I don't know. It seems interesting.
I would have. Here's the thing. I don't think I've gone canoeing before, but I don't think I've ever gone canoeing where I've not fallen out of the canoe. Right. So
what?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Every time. I'm not balanced. Listen, I'm not outdoorsy. I don't do these things.
Okay. I was gonna say I go. We have we live in a lake community, and we go my son and I would go canoeing all the time. I've never fallen out of a canoe before.
Yeah, I didn't fall out there. By the way,
are you trying to stand in the canoe?
No, I don't know. I'm just moving around, and I don't know. I'm poorly coordinated. That's all. But as an aside, as we were just talking about Fort Wilderness, I was thinking to myself, really need to get myself to Hoop-de-Doo, man. Because because we were supposed to do it years ago. And I don't know if you remember this, but we were supposed to do it years ago. We had it booked, and then a hurricane rolled through. And they had Fort Wilderness, and it closed for a little while after that. The rest of the resort was open. Fort Wilderness was closed, which they do, whenever those storms roll through because of all the trees. And so it got canceled. And I was like, and so my mom decided last minute that she's going to come with us for a day or two. Right. And so I already had an Ohana reservation for day one for 3 people. But, Ohana's a tough get. And adding one person, you would think would just be easy, right? Because we're probably already going to sit at a table that's for 4 people, as 3 people. And so you think throw a chair, right? No, there's no availability, right? So I was just looking right now. I was like, I wonder if Hoop-de-Doo is available for the first night that I'm there. And it actually is. Although it's only the category 2 seating, which I don't know if that's, a deal breaker or not, but.
What's wrong with category 2?
I don't know. I'm thinking out loud here. Because it seems like that's all that's left. So I don't know. Is that bad?
What is it? So
is that
category
the upper
2
deck?
No, I think the upper deck is category 3.
Okay.
So
it's on the side though. It looks like.
Yeah, it's main floor, but it's it's kind of off to the side. So underneath the balcony or almost underneath the balcony, which. Again, I will admit, for Hoop-de-Doo, we've sat main floor, we've done category 1, which is nice because you're kind of you're in the action. The performers and everything still come out into the crowd, and you can still see lots of what's going on. Your view's not obstructed if you're in category 2. It's just you're not in the middle of the action is the only difference.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
and that's fine. Right.
Yeah.
But now I need to make sure my mom's coming because you got to pay ahead of time, so.
Oh, actually, I do see it. Yeah, apparently part of category 2 is on the balcony. So you may end up on the balcony, which again is not you're still watching the show. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just expensive. I would hate to do it and then just be but it's available. So maybe I'll do it.
I mean, it's a good meal. Regardless of the show, it's a really good meal.
Well, I'm already spending it. The dining is I'm already adding it up in my head, and I'm like, this is a crazy expensive trip. What's happening here? Because my wife was like, let's do California Grill, and I was like, okay, sure, why not? And then California Grill is $100 a pop. It's not cheap. So and then we're doing character meals. Although that beautiful discount that we get for DVC at your favorite place, which I can never remember the name of, Garden Grill. I mean, 40% off at that place. I looked at it for dinner. It's going to save us like almost $100.
Yeah,
so,
it's that is a huge.
It's absurd.
Yeah, huge discount you're getting. So
I'm pumped for that at least. So my wife's like, "Oh, we could use that $100 for California." I'm like, no, we're not going to play that game, okay? Like,
no, because I've already used that $100 for Hoop-de-Doo. So
yeah, well, she doesn't know that though. See, this is if I'm going to do this is going to be a surprise, right? Because she doesn't listen to the podcast because she is tired of hearing me talk about Disney anyway. So she doesn't ever listen to the show. And she's not here right now, right? Like, so she can't even hear me talking about this. So this could be a complete and total surprise if I do this.
Unless I mention it to my wife, who talks with your wife on a regular basis.
Yeah, Jen, do not say this to my wife. It's a surprise. Okay, surprise. Yeah, I know you're listening.
Admit, Jen may not. Jen does listen to the show, but she doesn't hit like every single episode. By the time she gets to this one, it may be after.
Okay, good. Anyway. We might be okay. Okay, good. Yeah. Okay, cool. Anyway, what were we talking about? This episode?
Hoop-de-doo planning. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
we are off the rails. We started with just talking about Wilderness Lodge updates, and you know what? We should really
let's do the ad. Let's do the ad.
Yeah.
And then, there's really only like one other thing I want to talk about on this list, and I'm sure it's the same thing that you want to talk about. So, and it probably will take us some time to do it. So let's do the ad.
Okay.
So the sponsor of this episode is DVC Resale Market. DVC Resale Market, a Keyholder Vacations company, is the leader in the DVC resale industry with 13 former Disney Vacation Club guides and 3 former Disney Vacation Club quality assurance managers. If you're thinking of buying DVC, browse the largest selection of DVC resale listings anywhere with DVC experts on hand 7 days a week to answer your questions. If you're thinking of selling, turn to the friendly professionals at DVC Resale Market, where over 98% of listings sell within 30 days. In 2025, DVC Resale Market helped over 4,400 families join or add on to their memberships. Go to dvcresalemarket.com/welcome home or call 1-844-DVC-PROS. That's 1-844-382-7767. And when you speak to them, be sure to let them know that Welcome Home sent you. Listen, the new Moana movie. Good. What?
Oh, okay. So, all right. You want to actually talk about the Moana stuff?
New movie just came out. Not doing great so far, but that's okay. It doesn't need to.
I mean,
right? Like,
okay, yeah. I'll be honest. Like, I really enjoyed Moana. I love the music in Moana.
Was a great movie.
I will watch Moana multiple times. I have watched it multiple times. I am not interested in watching a live action version of Moana, and not because not because I think that the story would be bad or anything. It's just
it's literally the exact same story though. Like
I don't think it needed not everything needs a live action, right?
I think this would have been a good live action like 20 years from now. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's too quick.
Too much Moana,
Yeah, because like I mean Moana's what, like 10 years old now?
I mean, I don't know, when was the first?
It was like 2015, 2016, I thought.
That sounds right-ish. Yeah, but anyway,
did Moana come out?
Because the new movie's
2016.
Out.
Yeah, so it's 10 years old. Did it need a live action remake 10 years later?
Yeah, no, probably not.
Right? Like,
10 more years, reintroduce it to people. Yeah, sure, why not?
Felt like a bit of a cash grab.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the only reason I'm interested in seeing it is because even though The Rock has, I've kind of soured on him as as an actor in general, just because I feel like he's in too much stuff all the time. I'm just tired of seeing him, but I am curious to see him act out a character that was animated in real life. That's kind of cool. And I also want to see how they did all his tattoos and everything and how all that looks. But,
yeah, all right.
It's whatever. I don't need to see it. I'll probably see it when it comes out on Disney Plus.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's exactly it. It's not a high priority. I'm going to run off and do this or watch the show. The funny thing is, though, I assume because of this article you sent it's from the Disney Parks blog.
Yeah, it's from Parks blog.
They're very much trying to lean into, hey, Moana's in the parks everywhere.
That's what they do. Yeah,
and I find it funny. Or I guess, okay, I get it. I get from when my son was younger. We were all about Stitch and we were all about Cars, and the trouble was trying to find stuff in the parks because, Cars was easier because it was Cars and all that. Stitch was a bit more of a challenge because it was well after the show had come out, but we liked the character and it was hard to find the merch for it. I think what Disney's trying to do here is, obviously they have this live action. They know that there's going to be people that are like, they've watched the movies, they've watched the live action. And when they're coming to the parks, they're going to be looking for, where can I find Moana? And
Moana, yeah.
So they've clearly listed off like, there's Moana meet and greets and all that. But then also they go so far as like, Moana's in Phantasmic, which is like, okay, there's like a 20-second part in Phantasmic that has Moana. Like she's on a boat going by kind of thing. And it's like, it's just funny how they're like they're literally like trying to point out like
all
every
of the
single
Moana things, the Moana related things that we could throw out there, Journey of Water, where Moana already is,
it says it in the name,
But anyway, we don't need to get into that. But Moana's all over the parks and everywhere. Great.
The one piece though that they brought up in here, there's an ube sundae that they're
there was some food
which,
there.
Yeah. Which I was wondering when Disney was going to start leaning into the ube thing because it's become popular. It's ube is like a sweet yam. I think it comes from the Philippines.
Okay.
And I guess if you ever had like taro root, I guess it's like that. I've not actually had ube, but I'm curious now. And if I was in Animal Kingdom, I would actually be looking for this. But that's about the only Moana adjacent thing I would be looking for.
You also have the Hey Hey Delight tropical blend of pineapple and coconut topped with a pineapple slice and Skittles freeze dried candy.
Yeah, which is great, but I can get Dole Whip at the Polynesian. So
that's
I get again they're trying to
they're promoting the movie. It's what they do,
and that's fine. I'm the ube stuff's more interesting to me than having pineapple and coconut because I have pineapple and coconut all the time. So
yeah. This isn't Parks news, but I did find it interesting, and we do talk about Disney Plus occasionally, and I thought this was an interesting thing to bring up. So there's rumors out there that Disney Plus is going to add a free tier, and part of this is because YouTube is just. Listen, my daughter watches YouTube way more than she watches Disney Plus. Like that's just the fact. Like.
Our family is very YouTube heavy right now too, because it's easier than some other streaming services.
Yeah, and so I get it. It makes sense. It's not a bad idea to have something ad supported like that and make some things free and try to capture some of that audience. Not a terrible idea. I'll be interested to see if they do it, but I'm not subscribing to it. I hate ads and I hate sitting through them. And so like the subscriptions I get are the ad free ones because the ones that I don't have that I still have ads on are like, you'll hear me yelling about, the same ad again.
Oh yes. Yeah. I mean, so funny enough that's the same reason why we ended up paying for YouTube Premium because we would
get tired of the ads.
Yeah, and so like we found some streamers that we enjoyed watching as a family, and the way that the ads were targeted is it hits you with like, oh, here's a location based ad, and you're gonna watch this like 50 different times. And the interesting thing about that is that it's actually a really great way for them to get people into the platform because people will come for the free, but it's the threshold of I'm annoyed by your ads to the point where it's like, well, I'm watching this anyway. I'll just pay the $10 and get rid of the ads, right? So it's not a bad idea for them to offer a free tier. I mean, honestly, because they have the lower tier which has ads in it, correct?
Yeah. But but this would be like probably just like less content, right? Like certain content.
So limited content with ads still, and and again, it's to get people in the door. So.
Yeah, but listen, you know what though? Like, I mean, you can just like watch Bluey on YouTube, basically. Like, there's just, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of stuff that Disney already has on like their streaming or other things that are just on. I don't know how they're on YouTube. I don't know how they're not violating some sort of copyright. But like, I mean, my daughter
just haven't been found yet.
Yeah, so. I guess. But we were flipping around the other day, and it was just Bluey episodes. And it's like, wait, how? Like, how don't they just have Bluey episodes on here?
It could also be a timing of when they were published too, because again, based on when Disney licensed it, if there was something pre-existing out there, they may not have stake to say, or if it was out before they owned it, it just has to sit out there and they can't say anything about it.
Yeah, I would think that I think that the owners of Bluey would go after them, but whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's do this though, Trevor. Let's do this.
All right.
Reckless speculation, reckless speculation, reckless speculation. It's so reckless. It's so much speculation. We may be wrong, we may be right, but it doesn't matter because it's reckless speculation.
I'm not gonna lie, we haven't done food time in a while, and I kind of miss the food time though.
Yeah, well, we've been waiting for
a food time to come to us.
We've been waiting for a food and wine festival.
Yeah, it's just kind of sad.
Which is actually in like the the food and wine.
Yeah.
So
anyway, yeah.
That aside, okay, so we have a rumor here.
This is getting reported on a couple of the blogs.
Yeah. So okay, the statement is Space Mountain is closing for a major reimagining at Magic Kingdom. So again, first and foremost, this is a rumor. There is no hard evidence of this happening. Anybody who's panicking about Space Mountain right now, nothing is happening yet. However, we are coming up on D23. This might be something that plays into D23. The other thing about this is it's in Tokyo Disney, and they're just finishing up a whole redo of Tomorrowland in Tokyo Disney, which included a redo of their Space Mountain.
Which is like crazy though, like what they're doing on that one. Like I don't think they're going to tear Space Mountain completely down, right?
Yeah, that was a full like rip and rebuild of their Space Mountain. And from what I understand, the Space Mountain in Tokyo, like I could be wrong, but I believe like it's a whole new ride. Like it's not just like
it is
outer. Yeah. It's the entire thing has been.
Yeah, remember we talked about it. We thought that it might have the turning cars that Guardians has, right?
Yes. That's right.
And we all know the one in Paris is completely and totally different than any other Space Mountain.
That's Space Mountain 2, or it's Hyperspace Mountain.
Yeah, so exactly. It has inversions. I don't think they're going to do anything like that here because I just don't think they can really, right? Like if you start doing that kind of stuff to this, people are very attached to. This is one of those things you can't completely and totally redo,
The interesting thing is, this hits that weird sweet spot of, thrill rides versus family rides, right?
Yeah.
Because the thing about Space Mountain is that it is a thrill ride. It's not like the most amazing coaster, but it has part of what makes it scary is honestly that you're going in the dark and you can't always see where you're going.
Yeah, it makes you feel like you're going faster than you actually are. You're only going like 25 miles per hour, but because it's dark, you feel like you're going much faster than you really are.
Yeah, so
it's actually pretty cool.
But again, the thing about that though is that it's also like the bar for entry to it is much lower than a lot of other rides, which I know like yes, Guardians and whatnot. Those have kind of set a new baseline for it's not a crazy over the top coaster, but it is definitely more extreme than Space Mountain. Now, the thing is that I don't know that they would necessarily do a full rip and replace of the ride, but I could see them definitely. It is possible that like if they're redoing the, like we're thinking about like, redoing the external stuff and everything. It could mean them actually like looking at the ride itself and seeing if they could make improvements to it. So
these
like changing cars, stuff like
these
that.
rumors are saying completely replacing the track. That's what the rumor is here, is that they are going to completely and totally replace the track, much like they did in Disneyland, many years ago. Mm-hmm. And listen, I think there's nobody that's been on Space Mountain that will tell you that it's a comfortable ride. It is not. And to me, I know I was complaining about Big Thunder being too smooth now, but that's different, right? Like I expect Space Mountain to be smooth, kind of, because it's like I don't know, it's you know what I mean, Trevor. Like
the cars do need some love, and it's the funny thing is that
the track needs to be replaced. The track,
So the underlying issue of it is that Space Mountain in Magic Kingdom is the same ride type as the Matterhorn, so it's side-by-side steel coasters with these particular cars that are extremely old. Like it's a very old. So I think, to that end, Disney may be looking at, like you said, what they did with Big Thunder is, hey, replace the track, get it updated, get the cars updated so that, I know in Disneyland with the Matterhorn, they tried a couple of different things. And I think the current iterations of the cars are good. They actually tried some hard plastic seats, which people said, like, if you didn't need a chiropractor before, you will after riding it, because it was incredibly bad. But yeah, I think they've kind of learned some lessons along the way, and yeah, you're right. It definitely could use some love. It could, the track could be redesigned to. There are a few spots where it feels a little rougher than it needs to.
Just replace the track and it'll be fine, right? Like just replace the track. Like the track needs to be replaced. It's old. Yeah, right? Just replace it.
Yeah, and I mean it's the Florida weather. Even though it's an inside coaster, it just over time, metal does break down thanks to humidity. So I can see where it does need some love. But like I said, I'm wondering if refurbing Space Mountain. I think about it as, if they're doing the track, is there opportunity there to maybe redo like visuals and, the queue and the building itself? Like I wonder if they would go so far as not one for one replacing it with what they did in Tokyo Disney, but maybe taking some elements from that and redoing Space Mountain, kind of, I guess, modernizing it a little bit. I know some people are going to be like, how dare you say that? But yeah.
Well, so these rumors, though, are stating that there will be changes to so it could be, they're saying it could be as big as replacing rebuilding the existing track from scratch, or removing the two tracks completely and replacing them with a completely new ride. And then the other thing it says is that that either way, that there's going to be major changes to the entrance queue, exit and ride, just that are all going to be new tracks, trains, and scenes are all likely. So that's, I'll tell you Trevor, I'm going to, get into the reckless speculation part of this for me. Mm-hmm. I am going to say right now that I think at D23, they're going to announce a Tomorrowland, an entire Tomorrowland overhaul. And I don't know if I said this before, but I'm gonna say it now. They're gonna do a whole Tomorrowland overhaul, and I have no information on this, but I feel like Buzz Lightyear gave us a little bit of a hint, because if you look at the changes they made to Buzz Lightyear on the outside, where they put the signs, they changed what that looks like, what that area looks like. They made it less cartoony from the 1994 version of Tomorrowland. That was like the last time they really went through Tomorrowland and completely, redid the whole thing. Now, given they've done like little things here and there since then, but the way that they rethemed the front of Buzz Lightyear makes me think that that's just the first, first piece.
That's the clue to the overall redesign.
That's what I'm saying. Because just doing that in a vacuum, why do you just do that in a vacuum? You want to, if you're going to do that, you're going to make everything look like that for a cohesive theme, right? Like you don't, just because you just updated that thing doesn't mean, and like, let's look what's happening right now too, right? Buzz Lightyear just reopened, right? Carousel Progress just closed to be completely and totally redone. And then what else do we have left there? We have Space Mountain. Tron's brand new, obviously, so that doesn't need.
There's also Tomorrowland Speedway, but then also the surrounding buildings. There is Laugh Floor, and the Stitch ride, which has been
it's just
in limbo forever. Which
I'm still not completely convinced that Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor is going to stay there. I don't think it is.
No,
they're going to have
I
a whole Monsters Inc. land.
Yeah, I don't see. Again, this might be part of a bigger plan.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
The hard part is, if they're redoing all this, I mean, I hope that they don't. Or my wife's going to hear this and get mad at me for even saying this. they'd better not do anything to the people mover.
No, they better not. No, they won't do anything. If they do something to people mover, I will riot.
Yeah, people will be incredibly upset if they touch the people mover, because
I don't.
But the hard part is that
untouchable.
The thing is that I think like what we're talking about here is like it's not just like this Space Mountain getting some love and getting some refurbishment is one thing, but the larger like revision of Tomorrowland, it's mostly like just external facing stuff. And part of People Mover is like the surrounding structure that holds up People Mover, it does look a little dated, right? Like it has a very specific look to it. I could see them closing down to just like redesign all of that, or again, give it a facelift, make it, it's not even necessarily a matter of just like a coat of paint. I think maybe there might be some redesign choices made to make it look a little more modern. But yeah, like you said, is maybe Buzz Lightyear is the harbinger of what new Tomorrowland could look like, I guess.
That's what I'm thinking, because they really did make some different choices out there, right? And I think it's just kind of like, in my mind, all these pieces are falling into place, right? They're building a Monsters Inc. land, so why is Laugh Floor going to continue in Magic Kingdom? Get rid of Laugh Floor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have that space for Stitch, right? So now you have two huge spaces that are available for new attractions. Now, do I think they're going to put new attractions there? I don't know. I would assume if they're going to get rid of Laugh Floor, that they're going to put something new there. But I just get the feeling that they're going to do something. If this is going to happen, then to me they're going to do a whole tomorrow. Like I said, they haven't done. And I said Space Mountain hasn't been refurbished since 1994. I meant Tomorrowland, right? Tomorrowland has not had like a re-theme since the 90s, right?
Yeah.
And they have like a whole re-theme. Now they've done little things here and there, right? And then the last refurb of actual Space Mountain itself was, I don't know, I think it was like 15, 20 years ago. 17 years ago. 17 years ago is what I just found. Okay.
No, because they made the changes like in the queue where there used to be like games and stuff in the queue. So there's been changes,
like a major refurb though.
Okay, yeah. You're talking like an actual like touching the ride kind of thing.
Yeah. So it's been a long time, but I think if they're going to do this, to me, Buzz Lightyear was a hint. And like they've also been tearing down some stuff at the entrance too. I don't know if you've seen articles about that, where they have been there's like those towers that they had there that they've been tearing down.
Yeah.
So I think they're gearing up for this with everything that they're doing. With everything they're doing with Carousel of Progress, and they've have Tron there, and like I said, they just finished Buzz Lightyear. To me, this says that they're gearing up for a big region.
I think you're right in that. I guess talking about doing a refurb of Tomorrowland, I don't think it's going to be a big, or I could be wrong, but I feel like they're not going to do a big shutdown of Tomorrowland.
No,
and do all this. I think this is going to be a phase, like it's going to be like a slide puzzle kind of thing, where like they move pieces out and replace with new things. Because the other thing to factor in with this too is that we're looking at Tomorrowland just as like there's all these things that need to be done in Tomorrowland. On the other side of the park, there is all the work that's being done for Piston Peak and Villains Land. And I wouldn't be surprised if the plan is as Piston Peak and those areas are opening up and, obviously drawing people over there, that they use that opportunity to, start walling off sections of Tomorrowland to do a refurb. Because then, they could, like, Tomorrowland is always just naturally busy. It's just, it's a large space. There is a lot of stuff there. If you like, it is very condensed if you think about it, but they need a reason to draw people away from there if they're going to do renos in that area. Right. So
they've been removing those, like rocket, shell things that are off to the side of the entrance, that like the metal rocket structures. That's what they've been taking out. Those were from 1994. They've just been taking them out.
Yeah. That's, I feel, that again all kind of feeds into, it had a very like Tomorrowland was stuck in a bubble for sure. And
listen, there's a whole thing called the Tomorrowland problem of, the future always becomes the present at some point, right? Like, so it's,
but it's designing it in such a way that it has like a timelessness to it, right?
Yeah,
and I think that's maybe what they're looking at right now.
Yeah,
and I guess, even redesigning it now, there's no guarantee that in 10 years people won't be like, that looks dated. So
I'm saying, well, and listen, we can't, I was thinking about this as we were talking about it. Nobody can give them a hard time for not keeping up with, like, they have been, if you look at just Magic Kingdom by itself, right? Splash Mountain was just redone as Tiana just in the past few years here. They just redid completely Big Thunder Mountain, right? They're redoing Carousel of Progress, right? They might be also redoing Space Mountain. They're really taking care of some of these older rides and giving them the kind of love that they need, even as they're building the biggest expansion in park history, right? Like, which is good. We want these things. So,
do you know what a bit of an aside to that is? There hasn't been a lot done in Fantasyland for a minute. Just
true.
Think about that too. And you've also got Mickey's Fair area. I can't remember what it's called now. It's not used to be like Toontown. So the where the Barnstormer is. But I will go on record for saying this though for the Space Mountain stuff. Do not touch the Star Tunnel. Disney, if you're going to do anything, do not mess with the Star Tunnel. Like, I know there's the whole thing about like, you need to upgrade it and change visuals. No, leave that part of the queue when you're coming down that ramp and the music and everything. That's like hype time for Space Mountain. Like, that's when you're getting hyped for it. Especially if you get a lightning lane and you're coming down on the right side where you're going past everybody and you're beelining for the ride. Do not mess with the Star Tunnel.
By the way, that whole area of where Dumbo is and Barnstormer, that's all still Fantasyland.
Is it? I thought it was called its own thing.
I mean, you can Fantasyland it goes pretty far back. So like, I mean, if you want to delineate it with like the Dumbo circus area, like right after you pass Ariel, like you get into that whole circusy area, but it's technically, according to maps, all still Fantasyland.
Okay.
So, but
for some reason, or I guess I think I always split it out because in Disneyland you have Fantasyland, and then at the back of it is Toontown, which is like clearly its own thing. And I always kind of look at the circus area as like it's that same kind of thing where it's like it is its own area, but I guess it's just like a mini area inside of the larger Fantasyland area. So,
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense. So I'm mark it down now. There's my reckless speculation that they're going to do. I believe they're going to do this. It needs to be done. And I think everybody would agree that it needs to be done. They need to make it, not be so rough and modernize it. And even just some of like you said, the trains are old. I'm sure the control systems are pretty old at this point too. Like that's always been a problem.
Again, it's a very similar system to the Matterhorn, which Matterhorn is like or I think it was the very first steel coaster. Yeah, steel tube coaster. Yeah, so like it's an old system, which and that doesn't make it wrong. It's just it makes it that it has a very specific feel to it. And I hope whatever they do that they don't I hope that they don't talk about like doing it into a single bigger coaster or something like that. Like
getting rid of the dual track.
Yeah. Because like that, the Disneyland is like that. It's just a single track coaster and it's good. I shouldn't say it's good. It's really good, especially when they did the Star Wars overlay stuff. It was fantastic. But I like the dueling coasters. I like the way that Space Mountain is structured right now. I hope they don't mess with it. So
yeah. I honestly, I think this is going to happen. I think they're going to announce it at D23. I think this is why this is popping up now because D23 is about to happen, right? So, let's. Listen. You know my opinion on these things. I'm always for progress, right?
Like I said, I'm 100% on board with things need change, things need love too. Like progress isn't always changing it. Sometimes it's just giving it some love and updating it. Which, I'm here for it too. Like I said, the selfish part of me though is like, don't mess with the vibes I get from the Star Tunnel. Like, I don't know, whatever you do, Disney, like that tunnel for me is like, every time I get in there, I'm excited. And because I know I'm getting on the ride in like, a minute. So
now we just need a new Figment. That's all.
That's one place where like, that is, you're right. That is a ride that if they said that they were doing a full overhaul of it, I would not be mad. But Space Mountain, and the hard thing about Space Mountain is honestly it is a flagship ride if you think about it. Like it's not like replacing it with an entirely net new ride system. I mean, to be fair, they just did that with Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island, but I feel there would be a lot more blowback if they did it with Space Mountain. Like I don't know. It's always that like weird place of like, we always get upset about like, well, don't you dare change it. But then when it changes, like, oh yeah, it's good. And then, you get far enough along and everyone kind of just adopts it as like the new thing. Right. But
yeah.
I like Tiana's.
I tend to believe that they're gonna redo it. They're gonna replace the track and leave the layout the way it is and make the outside of it much like cooler and more up to date. That's what I think they're gonna do. Like and just update some of the queue and stuff like that. But
smooth out the mountain. Because it's very triangular right now. Give it. I look at the Tokyo Disney concept art and it's very like smooth and like flowing, right? Like I could see them doing something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, I did look it up. The area I was talking about, it's called Storybook Circus. So that's.
But technically, it's still part of Fantasyland.
It is, yeah. It is an area in Fantasyland, but it's called Storybook Circus. And my head keeps wanting to call it Mickey's Toontown Fair because that's what it was called previously, but that's not the same thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this up, huh?
Yeah, for sure. I think I enjoy a good reckless speculation every once in a while.
Anytime I have an excuse to play that silly song.
Yep, it's fine.
And also get to talk about it. I also like, doing just recklessly speculating on stuff. It's fun.
I hope we can revisit this in August and be like, we knew that this was part of a bigger thing. It'll be funny if it does come up at D23.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they announced a lot of like new lands and stuff in the last year or so, but there's I think their plan is going to be now they have like the lands are in motion, like Monsters Inc. and stuff like that. They're going to start talking about like renos and stuff that are coming up.
Yeah.
Which not just like renos, but like selling it as like hey, we're improving Tomorrowland. Like it's not going to be just we're redoing it. They'll want to phrase it as we're improving it.
Yeah, exactly.
They do need more palm trees, though. I will say that. I like the palm trees in
they
Tomorrowland.
Yeah, I love those.
Yeah, the electric palm trees. Anyway, so I guess let's wrap this up by starting with, if you guys want to reach out to us, you can always find us at welcomehomepodcast@gmail.com, or you can visit the website, welcomehomepodcast.co. You can hit contact us on there and, send us an email. If you want to share trip reports or, just talk about stuff you heard from the show, we love hearing from you guys. You can also find us on Facebook as Welcome Home Podcast. You can find us on YouTube as Welcome Home Podcast. And you can find us on Instagram as Welcome Home Pics. Make sure also on Facebook you check out our group, Welcome Home Disney Waitlist, where we have lots of conversations about stuff from the show and just, generally good Disney vibes. So if you're looking for a group that's good Disney vibes, hop in there. You don't be afraid to start conversations. Share stuff. I do love seeing people posting their trip reports and just generally everybody sharing their own Disney experience. So keep that kind of stuff coming. And if you want to help support the show, you can go to store.welcomehomepodcast.co and check out our different merch there. If there's something you would like to see in the store, drop us a line and, we can see about adding things to the store. But, I think we got a pretty good selection of stuff on there right now. And we also have a Patreon. So you can go to patreon.com/welcomehomepod and check out our different levels of Patreon support, which have exclusive logos that you can only get through our Patreon. And all of our Patreon supporters get access to the Discord server, which we also have great conversations in there. Like we said, we were talking about Fort Wilderness in there. People love talking about, trip planning in there and just generally more Disney talk, but then also sometimes we do behind the scenes stuff. So, our Discord listeners sometimes get access to things that we're working on, or we'll get previews of things from upcoming episodes and stuff like that. So if that's interesting to you, please come check it out. And last but not least, if you're listening on iTunes or Spotify or anywhere you can leave us a 5-star review, please do so. Just helps more people find the show and just, gets us out there to more people. So do that. And on iTunes, you can write us a review and let us know what you think about the show too, because we do like hearing your feedback as well.
Yeah, and also don't forget to subscribe to Welcome Home Podcast so you can be reminded every time we release a new episode. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, TuneIn, Spotify, YouTube Music, just about any podcast app that's out there. You can find us. Just search for Welcome Home and find us, right? Huge thank you to our sponsor, DVC Resale Market, for sponsoring this episode, and then for Keyholder Vacations for sponsoring the show as a whole. Please check them out for all of your DVC needs. Join us next time for more Disney Parks discussion. Of course, more DVC talk. We hope to see you all real soon.
This is Skipper Albert Awol, the voice of the jungle, signing off from Welcome Home Podcast on the DVC.
Do a house when we had a chair. How she can cuddle, it's no man's affair. I look around for fold of hope, found her in her sugar bowl. Look out, here comes my